This week on our free preview, join us as we talk about the economic blackout attempt and the ramifications that it might or might not have for the economy. For now, sit back, relax, and join us as we take you through the numbers. Hi, Lauren.
Hi, Lyndsay. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, you're laughing at me because I'm all shaky. Alan, who I'm sure many of you know, just scared me. He gave me like the biggest jump scare of my entire life.
It was the best thing to witness. I was sitting in his eyesight, so I saw it coming.
I had my back to it.
But he didn't even mean to do it. That was the best part.
Oh, he didn't?
I don't think so.
Oh, that makes it so much worse. I thought he said boo. And I think our production team, who was the whole office away, heard me scream. So anyway, if I'm all...
It was great, yeah. So she's delivering the numbers today on shaky ground.
Shaky ground, but
hey, I think that kind of trends with how everybody's feeling
honestly,
about the numbers.
This is the way to deliver the numbers right now. So we're just off to a great start.
Perfect. Well, let's just jump right in and see how you do.
Just breathing.
Yeah, this one was interesting. It brings us all back to how social media and the ability to reach out to the world so quickly.
Yeah, usually we term these as boycotts. Instead of a blackout. But that was what happened this past Friday. There was a social media movement to black out spending.
Really? Yeah, yes. It was challenging everybody to not spend a dime for 24 hours.
Right. And it was as a protest.
Protest.
To protest all of these.
Yes. Yep. It says, an activist group encouraged U.S. residents to refrain from spending for 24 hours as an act of resistance against what the group's founder described as the malign influence of billionaires, big corporations, and both major political parties on the lives of working Americans. Yeah. So, big question is...
big.
Who was behind this, and did it work?
Did it work? So I care less about the who was behind it.
Yeah.
There's always some group who's boycotting this or boycotting, right? We saw it with Starbucks, then we saw it with Target. And someone's always in the crosshairs who did something wrong for one group or another. What's really interesting is often on these very polarizing issues, and I'm talking about like LGBT rights or just, these hot button issues.
Yes.
One group will boycott, and then you get the counter boycott where, no, we're going to go spend more money at this place because I support whatever side they took.
Yeah, interesting.
So it gets really hard to tell. Did it work? Did the boycott work? Did the counter protest? Did they actually see? Yeah. Sometimes we actually see sales go up if the other group is more prevalent. So we live in it. I think this is an interesting time. We've commented on it that like the trend against overconsumption, this is a really trendy thing to be like
tiny homes,
minimalism, right? It's a whole vibe. So this economic blackout, it kind of fed into that very social media driven ethos in a way. But did it work? No, absolutely not.
No.
It's going to have some minor effect on someone's one-day sales, but overall, total retail sales, $8.577 trillion. We're not going to see an impact here. Retail sales, by the way, the 12/12 is at 3.3%. This is growth. It's steady growth. We'll see it pick up a little bit this year. I see this economic blackout, so to speak, that happened on Friday as a visible signal. You felt like you were doing something. Everyone got to spread the news. But even on social media, when I saw the call to do this, the instructions were very clear.
Yeah.
Don't buy anything. I mean food. So go shopping earlier in the week to make sure you have what you need. If you need to fill up your car with gas, get gas on Thursday, not on Friday. Don't go shopping on Friday. If you need to buy anything, wait until Saturday. Does that really impact a business to say, oh man, someone didn't buy from us on Friday, but they bought the same purchases a day later?
We had record high sales on Monday of everyone going to the grocery store.
No, it didn't cancel purchases. It just delayed them. It just shifted timing around.
Yeah. I mean, this quote was great. I thought this quote, we don't even need to talk about the rest of the article. This quote was so great. It doesn't look like anybody's really pulling back. If you get 5% or 10% of the people that don't shop, that could happen on any given day because of the rain.
That is exactly true.
I remember being in college and working in a little boutique in Newport, Rhode Island, and being like, oh, it's raining today. We're going to get no sales. Like, all your goals go out the window because of the rain. Obviously, that's on small business scale, but
at the end of the day, that's what this was. This was a statement. It created a little bit of buzz. I mean, we're here talking about it. Will it have an economic impact? No.
I mean, it's like you can tell my algorithm must be all like bunnies and puppies and stuff. Because I until you sent me this article to be like, let's talk about this, I didn't know. But when I read it, I thought, oh, I came across that call to action on Instagram, and I'm reading it, and it kind of felt like dry January, or it kind of felt like dry spend, like people do
dry January for the economy. I love this.
Right.
You should be in charge of marketing these things, Lyndsay. That one would have caught.
No, because I was like, oh God, no, I'm not listening to that. I didn't even realize that it was some big protest. I thought it was like a personal challenge. Like, just don't spend for 24 hours. But I think the main point there in what we're getting back to, it's kind of like why we use the methodology that we use here this world of economics. We look at things on a 3-month moving basis, on a 12-month moving basis.
Right.
Then we look at the rate of change.
Exactly.
Because you always say 1 month of data does not make a trend. So how about 24 hours of not spending just shifts the spending to a different day.
Exactly. That trend is still very much intact.
Yeah. And there are some longer protests coming up.
Yes, that was interesting.
Group, boycotting things like food giants, Nestle and General Mills. They are giants. They own so much. I'm barely in the grocery store long enough to read the nutrition labels to make sure that I'm eating healthy. Never mind looking to see who owns that brand. It would be a huge lift for people to consciously boycott brands like that.
And some might, right? A couple folks might do all that research, see all of those sub brands and all of those, names. But at the end of the day, is that a big enough group who cares enough to put that much effort in that's really going to move the needle?
Yeah.
And then where else are you going? I mean, again, we live in a time where local farm shares, CSAs, those are already trendy. So to say that we're replacing it with, say, I'm not buying General Mills, I'm going to the farm stand down the road. Sure, to some degree I can do that, but enough? Is it going to move the needle? Again, is this really what's going to sway the economic tides? No, absolutely not.
I don't think that this was a successful boycott.
It may be successful in spreading the message, but successful in causing economic harm, that's where you lose me.
Yeah. And that's what you care about, right? That's what we're here.
As we've said before, I am a robot, not a human. That is what you get from your local neighborhood economist. So
well, that's what we're here to talk about. So
that's what we're here to talk about.
Well, thank you for taking the serious and the fun fluff all on the edge of your seat with your adrenaline pump from Alan.
I know. I still feel my heart going. Thank you, Alan.
Oh, well, thank you so much for your time today. I always appreciate it. And that's all the time we have for today on our free preview. If you'd like to join us for the full-length episode where we talk about the Trump and DOGE terminations, click on the link in the description below. Here you can subscribe to become an Insider Plus member, where you'll not only get this full-length episode, but prior episodes as well. You'll also receive monthly webinar content and insights from ITR Economics. But until next time, bye, Lauren.
Bye, Lyndsay.